Chapter 6. Speak Justice. Fair Justice. Jumman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhary were good friends, so strong with their bond of friendship that when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in the village. Jumman had an old aunt who had some property that she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and he would look after her. The arrangement worked well for a couple of years. Then the situation changed. Jumman and his family were tired of the old relative. One day, she spoke to Jumman. "My son, it is now obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. My wife knows best how to run the house. Be patient," said Jumman shamelessly. This made his aunt very angry, and she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. She also went to Algu Chaudhary and spoke to him. "You know, Chachi, Jumman is my best friend. How can I go against him?" Algu said. "But is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair?" pleaded the old lady. "Come to the panchayat and speak the truth," she said. The panchayat was held the same evening under an old banyan tree. Jumman stood up and said, "The voice of the panch is the voice of God. Let my aunt nominate the head panch. I will abide by her decision. A panch has neither friend nor enemy." "What do you say, Algu Chaudhary?" the old lady announced. "Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Jumman," said Algu. "I know that," replied the aunt. "But I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. You and I are friends. Your aunt is as dear to me as you are. Now I am a panch. You and your aunt are equal before me. What do you have to say in defense?" said Algu to Jumman. Jumman said the real story in front of everyone. He was cross-examined by Algu and others. Then Algu announced, "We have gone into the matter carefully. In our opinion, Jumman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the property goes back to her." Now, the two friends were seldom seen together. The bond of friendship between them was broken. In fact, Jumman became Algu's enemy and wanted to take revenge. Days passed, and as ill luck would have it, Algu Chaudhary found himself in a tight spot. One of his fine pair of bullocks died, and he sold the other to Samju Sahu, a cart driver of the village. The understanding was that Sahu would pay the price of the bullock in a month's time. It so happened that the bullock died within a month. Several months after the bullock's death, Algu remained Sahu of the money he had not yet paid. But Sahu refuses to pay the money. Algu decided to refer the case to the panchayat. The panchayat held again and Sahu nominated Jumman as the head panch. The moment Jumman became head panch, he realized his responsibility as judge and the dignity of his post. Both Algu and Sahu stated their cases. They were cross-examined and the case was considered deeply. Jumman stood up and announced, "It is our opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock, though it was unfortunate that the bullock died. But Algu cannot be blamed for it." Algu could not control his feelings. He stood up and said loudly over and over again, "Victory to the panchayat. This is justice. God lives in the voice of the punch. Algu embraced his friend and wept, and his tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. Justice is important for the man and the society. Justice is something that we all want from law and believe that it should be an integral part in any legal system. Justice is a concept of moral rightness based on law, rationality, ethics, natural law, equity, or religion. It is also the act of being fair and just. The question is how many are following the path of justice. We live in a materialistic world where ethics, laws, and orders, etc., are less cared about. Key features of justice are: justice is related to mutual relationships of persons living in the society. Justice is based on values and traditions of the society. Justice is related to all aspects of human behavior in the society. Laws are made and courts are set up with this aim in view. Aim of justice is to provide equal rights, opportunities, and facilities to all in a fair way. The function of justice is to harmonize individual interests with the interest of the society. Justice is a primary value and it is inseparable related to other values like liberty, equality, and property. Justice is the principle of balancing or reconciling human relations in the society in such a way as enables each one to get his due rights and punishments. Justice has several dimensions: social justice, economic justice, political justice, and legal justice. Imagine a country where all citizens are aware of their rights and work only at those places where they are paid fairly. No one will be able to mold law in order for their selfish interest and have to pay fairly and treat their workers fairly in order to get the work done. We are the one responsible for our world. By changing ourselves, we can ultimately change our society for better. Pay fairly to your workers at home and office. Treat them with respect. It is only because of their hard work we lead a peaceful life. Educate your workers about their rights. Even encourage your kids to treat them nicely.